everyone, my name's Eden. For those I haven't met, I presented at the last couple of Joomla days in regards to funnel marketing and also my own product, Marketing Rocket, which is exclusively for the Joomla platform. Today I'm going to be talking a bit about just a quick overview of funnels and generating leads using Joomla and as a web developer, the sort of experience that I've come across in the last 10 years working in the industry with my own agency. So, who am I? My name's Eden. Like I said, I've been running my own agency for the last 10 years. My first 3 years I was sort of working for a not-for-profit and doing the freelancer thing, and you know, that was all well and good, but when you work for a not-for-profit, they don't usually pay you very well. So really I got to the point where it was time to go out on my own full-time. So sort of, you know, maybe 3 to 5 years in, I had this client call me one day. You know, we'd just done a website, and he says to me, he goes, Eden, you know, we've had this website for 6 months, but no one's actually called me. No one's actually got on the phone or submitted the contact form, you know, from this venture that we've got. What's going on, mate? Like, I'm like, well, have you done any marketing? What's your lead generation strategy? What's happening with the business? He's like, we built a website, you know. So, light bulb moment for me at that point was, you know, there's a turning point that has occurred in the last 10 years, obviously. It's much less about just having a presence, you know. Just building a website is no longer sufficient. You really need to look at, you know, what are you going to do to support the functionality of that website, to bring leads in, to bring the traffic in, and how is the website going to facilitate you know, getting the actual phone ringing or the leads coming through, or making the sales if it's a physical product. So I really spent the next sort of 3 years studying. I spent thousands of dollars. I've traveled. I've, you know, gone to retreats and masterminds and done courses, and, you know, really tried to figure out what that magic source was behind using this wonderful technology that we have through social media, through, you know, web tech, to be able to actually get people interested in what we have and really explore what we're about. So that led me, obviously, to start working as a consultant. So I stepped back from my web business, which was running on its own, because I had my staff that were kind of doing their own thing, and I just feed them the referrals and the leads we had coming in. And I started doing a bit of consulting because that was what I was doing at the time. That's where my mind, that's where my headspace was. I wanted to figure out how businesses were working and how they were thinking, and how they were getting their leads, and where, you know, what they were doing right and what they were doing wrong. So I started working with sort of medium and corporates, doing some consulting and just helping with basic strategy. Most of these companies already had their own web development teams, already had maybe a marketing team that just needed a bit more structure or a specific strategy. So that led me into developing our own products, which was Marketing Rocket, and that was really to grab what I had learned as a consultant and from all the other things and bring that back into my web agency at sort of at full power. So from that point, you know, that gave us the ability to now roll out a much more holistic approach into all of our web designs. So what's Joomla's role? The technology's role is that it's a vessel. It's a vessel to deploy our strategy and to help support and bring the touch points in for our customers. We don't want to just leave them all in social media. We really do want to transition them to the web property that we own, because Facebook owns Facebook. You know, we don't own that system, but we have control over our own web space. So we can start to engage them in different ways that are not available on social medias. Social medias are great. We definitely want to take advantage of the amazing tools, but we need to transition them into our sphere so we can offer more brand awareness and build a lot of rapport. So what's the big picture here? The big picture really is, you know, that technology, it is important. It is very important. But without the strategy, we're flying blind. We really are. So, you know, customers at the end of the day, they know what they want in their business, and this is, you know, exactly what we just talked about. I've actually deleted a slide out of here too, is that they know what they want from their business. They know the end game. They know that, you know, their end game might be, I want more time with the kids. I don't want to have to work 80 hours a week. That might be their end game. So if we can elicit what their end game is, we can work backwards and find out what technology and what strategy and what things can help support them to achieve that goal. So, you know, when I sit down in a meeting, we don't talk tech either. It's very rare that we'll talk specific technology. It's all about what is the end goal for that customer. So, you know, and it gets personal. You know, I want to find out, you know, if they've got kids and they want to spend more time with them, how can we leverage the technology that we're going to use to give them more time in their business? You know, so it's an overarching strategy, and we're using the technology to support that. Web and marketing is confusing for most clients. In fact, I think it's just confusing in general for everyone. There's so many things you can do. There's so many different lead and ad generation strategies. You know, you've got SEO, you can do some organic stuff. You've got content. You've got, you know, there's heaps. You know, so really, if you can wrap your mind around just a basic strategy, then it's quite easy to start adapting and playing with that and just testing and seeing what works. So it's really about having the tools in place to be able to test and monitor what's working, and then you can start to leverage all the great things that we have. So I suppose my question is, you know, what industry are you in? You know, whether you sell products, whether you're a web designer, whether you're an agency, whatever it is, we're all in the business of sales. We're all selling ourselves. We're all selling our products, and we're trying to, you know, get across the fact that we're going to be able to help solve the pain points for that customer. So we kind of need to take a step away from the idea that I'm a web developer, or, you know, I'm a consultant or whatever. I'm there to solve the pain points and solve the issues of that client or that customer. So I pretty much always start my talk with value-based selling, just in case people are not really attuned to the idea of value-based selling. So the idea behind this is that we don't sell by the hour. You'll never see an hour billed out on any of my invoices, because our first meeting we're eliciting an outcome. We're eliciting what does the client want to achieve, and then the technology is supporting that. So what we're doing is we're selling on an outcome. I'm not saying it takes 10 hours for this particular job to be done. Of course, in an internal sense, I want to know my time and how much it's costing me to build something. But from an external sense, the client doesn't really care how many hours. Once you put hours down, that's when the client starts going, oh, maybe I'm paying them a bit too much to hour. You're devaluing yourself. You're devaluing yourself because you're saying, I'm worth this much per hour. Instead of saying, what I'm producing for you is going to have X, Y, Z value. You know, it might save them money, it might save them time, it might make 100 sales a week, whatever the solution is. You're selling them on the outcome, not on, this is, you know, a piece of technology that costs this much to install. So always try and elicit the outcome and really, you know, look at the desired results that they're after is really the important thing. Probably a good point too is stop pricing based on your competition. The industry, especially the web industry, and most industries, like I've got a recent company I started, which is a product company, and within the last 12 months, there's been a massive influx of competitor products from Pakistan. If I priced my product at the price they were doing, I would be out of business. So instead of looking at what my competition is doing, I'm aware of what they're doing, I'm aware they exist, but that actually gives me a chance to now in my copy bring out the competition and identify why their product is inferior and how we're providing far more value. Even if our product is 5, 6, 7 times the price, we can say, okay, our product is premium, it has these components to it that are going to provide you with the outcomes that you want. You know, it's going to make you feel better, it's going to, you know, help you achieve what you want, it's going to give you more time with the kids, whatever those particular items are. Resistance to change is something that, you know, for me personally, it took a while to get over. working as a freelance web designer, then going to sort of agency mode, then kind of stepping into this value-based pricing. I was just like, wow, can I even do this? You know, and looking at, starting to look at web from a much more holistic point of view. When someone comes to you for a website, what they're really doing is saying, you're someone who's an authority in this industry. I need help. I don't know what's happening. I need the assistance. I'm relying on your advice to show me the direction to solve my problems. So you really need to start looking beyond even your own skill sets, and like you said earlier, bring in other partnerships so you can supply them with that whole solution that they need. Because a website is just one small part of a puzzle, a much bigger puzzle. And you really need to be able to start leveraging the other areas that they need, because if you're building a website, you should really be working with a marketing strategist or know what a basic strategy is that they're going to be using. They should be doing lead gen straight off the bat. There should at least be some way that they're enticing people to build a database. And yeah, create a package. So know what your product is. Have a specific set out product that this is like the deluxe package that's going to solve most cases. Like there's always going to be this person needs a special directory, or there's going to be other things that may need to be included, but there should always be an outline in your mind, and there might be a couple of packages, of exactly like this is going to solve most scenarios, or this is kind of the bare minimum that we need so that we can cater to someone and actually start to bring some business in for them. Because that's why they want a website. It's pretty rare that I get a client these days that'll be like, I just want an online business card that sits there and doesn't really do anything. Like they want to be found in Google. They want to get leads. They want people calling. That's why they want the technology that's there to support them. So where are we at? We all work in sales. I think that's pretty fair to say. And selling from a value-based approach is such an important shift of mindset. It's no longer about, especially with a website, it's not a physical, we're not exchanging technology for cash. We're doing something much more. We're going in there and we're really defining the outcomes of that business and taking that away and producing something that's going to support them, ideally for a long time to come. And yeah, bring a team together. This is very daunting, like looking at web from a holistic approach. So, maybe you haven't done what I've done and spent hundreds of hours reading and doing courses and, strategy is not your thing. That's fine, but it's quite easy actually to find people who can help support you. I do a lot of networking events, so when I go networking, the first thing I do, I'm not even looking for clients. I don't even care about clients. I go straight to the web developers and I go, what do you do? What do you work with? What sort of team do you have? How can we help each other? How can we work together? There's a big pie out there. There's a big pie. And there's enough for everyone. So if we can help support each other, it's only going to make things easier. And we're going to have less experiences where a client calls me up, I had a website made, they charged me 20 grand and it doesn't work. If we all work together, there's going to be better solutions and better outcomes for the clients too. So now we have a product and we've worked out how we're going to price it, and we know that we work in sales so we can elicit outcomes. We need a strategy. We need to understand at least a basic strategy, and I use the same 5 steps funnel process in every meeting that I go into. So every meeting I go into, I ask them, tell me about your business. How many sales do you make? What's your product? What's it priced at? And then okay, this gives me enough idea of where you are now. Where would you like to be in say 12 months? And we start eliciting and asking more questions. We haven't talked anything about technology, just asking about their business. And oftentimes the client will start telling me about their family and how that integrates or whatever it is. But from there we can elicit the outcomes and we can use this funnel process to work out, even as direct as like a dollar figure, exactly how we can build technology to actually create that outcome, if it's a dollar value or if it's time or whatever it might be. Build an avatar. Building an avatar, especially once you know, once we've got a client on board, is the single most important thing you can possibly do. Web designers don't do it. We don't. Does anyone in here build an avatar? Maybe branding? Yeah, build an avatar? Awesome. So, building an avatar, we've got to get specific, we've got to know who our audience is, because that's going to define how we build the site, what kind of thing, you know, what kind of branding they're going to like to look at. You know, the type of, you know, are they really technology orientated? Maybe they want something more complex, and, you know, we really need to define who we're selling to before we start building out. Once we've got a funnel, so once we've got our site, we've built our avatar, and we've got something there, and we're ready to send traffic, you just go to the store and buy it. You can do your organic and everything, of course, holistically look at it, but there's this big traffic store called Facebook. There's another one called AdWords. In fact, there's so many these days, traffic is not a problem. It used to be that we'd pedal really hard trying to do SEO and all these organic things, and maybe it'd work a little bit, you'd get a lot of rubbish traffic, but now we can get really targeted and just send the traffic in. So, kind of the caveat is here that you really need to ensure that you're tracking from the start correctly. You know, analytics is great. Analytics is a bit of a pain to set up correctly for funnel tracking, and you know, it's got some conversion stuff like that, but it doesn't have, for example, heat map tracking. Eye tracking is a bit bogus, but you know, it can be useful. And really specific statistics on an exact funnel that you can look at and go, yep, that's how that's going in 2 seconds, is really what you want. So, track and report is just so important. And of course, working with your team. So, working closely with a team of people that, you know, bridge the gaps where maybe you've got gaps. If that is content marketing, maybe part of that overall package has a content marketing piece in there, which pretty much every site should, really. Sounds like a lot of work. It's probably the first thing that I hear when I talk to web developers, like, but I just build a website and then they've got it, and then I can go and then I get another one. But the potential revenue earned is far higher, and your clients are going to be far happier. I very rarely get issues where there's like, oh, we don't have any money, like I don't work with startups all that much anymore. But when you're selling a product based on outcome, you're showing them a path where that product is going to work for them, which means it's not going to cost them. There's going to be an initial outlay, and there's ways to mitigate that through payment plans. You know, if it's a huge outlay, span it over 24 months. Who cares? You've got money coming in. Cash flow is great. So, the clients are going to be much happier than getting that big bill, you know. And yeah, most of the extra work, especially for us now, you know, I've built partnerships in every single different region. It's all, you know, the copywriter gets the copy job, they interact with the client, then the copy comes back. I just copy and paste it all in, you know. Our team just go, yeah, copy, paste, there's the email responders, there's the content for the landing page, there's, you know, here's a little lead magnet for the front end, and it's done. Work-wise, from a development perspective, there's not really any more. It's just the management of going, okay, these are the people that need to be engaged in this process for this package. And it's about creating those relationships with people. So the tools, what do we need? Every single site that we deploy has all of these things. Most of the time we use Marketing Rocket. However, sometimes I get clients that use other systems, especially when I was working consulting and we took over some web contracts. They were using Infusionsoft or Salesforce or any of the many others. Yes, you need to build landing pages, which any developer can build a page because you can build a website. That's pretty easy. Autoresponders, so you need some kind of tool that's going to be able to fire email back, because you need to be able to have that discussion. You need to be able to maintain a relationship and build rapport. Lead management, you need to store the leads, and ideally you need to track what they're doing. I need to know that this lead has, you know, received this email and downloaded this particular digital asset or ebook or whatever it might be. So I need to be able to track that, so then I can send them the most relevant campaigns or relevant content to nurture them further. So we really want to get to that 10 to 20 touch points by building the value, and doing that requires us to track so we know. Once we know we've got them to a certain level, then it's probably pretty appropriate for us to go, hey, would you like to buy it? So, and again, tracking tools, reporting. The tracking tool, I can't stress enough, everyone should probably install something like Hotjar straight off the bat in a website, as well as analytics. Hotjar is great, allows you to do screen recording, and you can mark your funnels in, and there's a few others too. And of course, our software, Marketing Rocket, it builds landing pages, it does autoresponders, it does lead management, it does basic reporting, but we leave that to the specialists. Like there's the guys like Hotjar and stuff like that who have their software specifically designed for that. So Marketing Rocket is our own component that installs directly into Joomla, and we basically use it with every single website, and it's really streamlined the process for us because we've been able to get other developers and stuff, and even our copywriters now will jump in, add the copy into the autoresponders, press save. We don't even have to worry, and we just test it at the end once everyone's done their job, and it's sort of good to go. So I've got a workshop up next. I want to get actionable also in the workshop. I want to talk about, obviously everyone needs to install Hotjar, these sorts of things. I want it to be a bit more dynamic, so if anyone has questions or specific things, we can critique the site. We can, really, I've got something planned out, but if anyone has any questions or wants to take it on a specific path from previous experience, I really want to, a presentation is presenting, a workshop, I want it to go where everyone wants it to go. We'll do a bit of a quick exploration and demonstration through Marketing Rocket as a component, and just show you how easy it is to create a couple landing pages in about 30 seconds, and add a few autoresponders in the same process, and all you really need to do from there is add some of your own image assets or content that's pre-written, and you've got you've got a lead gen machine already sitting there. So if anyone wants to hang around after lunch, that's what we're going to be doing. Also, what I wanted to do was just give you guys much free value. To be perfectly upfront, I'm not going to start hammering you guys with emails. If you want to buy my software, if you have a look at it and you think it's great, awesome. There's heaps of other cool tools, and if you want to know about them, feel free to ask me during the workshop. But yeah, I've got basically 3 sets of awesome swipe files that we use all the time, and that we supply to clients as well. So if I get a startup that comes to me and goes, oh, I really want to hire you, I've got $1,000, I usually go, here's a whole bunch of information. Off you go. Learn and explore, and use your Wix or Squarespace or whatever it is you need to get off the ground, then come and see me when you're ready. So we've got a step-by-step guide which is really quick and concise. Just this is the funnel blueprint that we use, and some examples. So it'll show you how to create one as well. We're going to quickly cover that in the workshop too. And then we've got a basic ebook lead magnet writing guide, which is again just a quick step-by-step. Here's the very bare bones basic of creating something valuable that your avatar is going to want to consume. And then copy swipe. So I've got a bunch of copy that we use in different email responders and communications that you can just have and copy, change some of the details, start using it to sell your product or to nurture your leads. So feel free to bring your business card down, or I got a piece of paper if you want to write your email, and I'll just email it straight to you.